Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. Have you ever wondered if the world is real or not? We could all be in a simulation. The idea of the world being like a giant video game was first introduced in the movie, The Matrix. The movie stars Keanu Reeves and is about a man named Neo who discovers he is in a simulation and ends up joining a rebellion that fights to end the simulation. It was meant to be an entertaining movie, but for some people, they took it to heart and now believe we live in a simulation. Here are the top 5 pieces of information to prove we live in a simulation. Coming in at number 1, missing aliens. We've spent billions of dollars sending probes into outer space, and they probably would have found evidence of aliens by now, right? Not so fast. Aliens would likely be far more technologically advanced than we are. The thinking goes, so the fact that we haven't located them suggests we live in a simulation that they've figured how to escape from. Or maybe the computer only has enough RAM to simulate one planetary civilization at a time. Coming in at number 2, DNA contains a computer virus. In 2017, a group of researchers at the University of Washington proved that they could embed malicious computer code into physical strands of DNA. The aim was to show that computers working in gene sequencing were vulnerable to attack. But accidentally, they revealed that what we think is reality could instead be computer code the whole time. This next piece of information was thought up by Elon Musk. He thinks that since video games are so much better these days, considering that 40 years ago we only had Pong, which is 2 rectangles and a dot. Now, we have photorealistic 3D games with millions of players playing simultaneously. If video games keep improving at the rate they currently are, eventually in a matter of years we could all be in a simulation. Or we could all be in a simulation right now. It's obvious that we are on a clear trajectory and we are going to have games that are going to be indistinguishable from reality. According to Musk, the idea that we are not in a simulation is 1 billion to 1. Our 4th piece of evidence today, and probably the strongest piece of evidence, is it's not actually possible to prove we're not living in a simulation. It may be easier to prove that we're living in a simulation than to prove we're not. A nuclear physicist believes that cosmic rays, the most energetic particles known to man, would appear as pixel-like junks if we were in a simulation. Think about it. Do you know any piece of evidence that we are not living in a simulation? It's a lot easier to prove that we are living in a simulation than we aren't. The philosopher David Chalmers doubts that it's possible to prove that we don't live in the Matrix. He says, "You're not going to get proof that we're not in a simulation because any evidence that we get could be simulated." That's confusing, isn't it? And now, for our final piece of information, visible flaws, also known as glitches in the Matrix. If a simulation is advanced enough, those inside don't need to recognize it as a simulation at all. If you were born in a simulation, you wouldn't know that you were not in a simulation. You would think that what you were experiencing is reality. However, even advanced simulations can have flaws, right? We wouldn't notice some imperfections, but some are more obvious, like glitches in the Matrix. I'm going to show you some of the obvious glitches in the Matrix now. Some people think that deja vus are glitches. The simulation may be skipping, like a scratched CD. Supernatural elements, like ghosts or miracles, could also be glitches. According to the simulation theory, people really do witness these phenomena, and they do so because of the bugs in the simulation's code. The internet offers plenty of evidence of these glitches, so keep your eyes and mind open, maybe you'll see some for yourself. Well, there you have it, that's the top 5 pieces of information to prove we live in a simulation. If you liked this video, please leave a like and subscribe as it would really help the channel. Thank you for watching today's video and I hope you enjoyed it.